Hello there and welcome to Craft Along. It's one of our shows that I know you all love at home because it's the show that if you're not crafting along live with us, you can watch back at another time when you've got all your bits and bobs or when you've just got time to be able to put it on. So Craft Alongs are always a really good one. We're award winning, you know, which is incredible because our Craft Alongs are something we do all the time, and we do them with all the new launches that we've previously had come up, and it's a great way to for when you get new products that you can then have a craft along later on once you've got them. But if you haven't got them, don't worry, because you can head to the website and you will be able to find them on there. Now this craft along is all about embossing. It's about 3D embossing as well, and there's a new take on it which I've never seen before, and I can't wait for our Sheila to get started in this. So first of all, let's introduce the lovely lady herself. Sheila is in the building. Hi Sheila, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Have you had some lunch?
I've had a jacket potato, one of my favourites when I get here, when I come here. I was like, I've not been up here for about 10 days, so first things first, jacket potato.
Jacket potato, yes. I mean, you know, Christina is our new spud man, isn't she? That's for sure. But this craft along is lovely. The card that you've got there, it doesn't show very well on air, but people will see it as they're crafting along. But you've woven your paper, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I've used the embossing folders quite a few times since I've joined the team, and I was thinking, right, what can I do? We've had lots of the design team who've coloured them in beautifully, whether it's using alcohol markers, pencils, watercolour paints. They've done an absolutely stunning job, and I thought, what can we do that might be a little bit different? So again, we're just experimenting at home, and I thought, I wonder if I actually just try and weave some paper.
Yep. How
would that look through an embossing folder? And it did actually work. And again, I think with something like this, it might be totally different if you do it with white card rather than black. So again, you might get a different take on it then as well. So what we're going to do, well, first of all, tell you what you need. So I have used the Elegant Mistletoe and the Christmas Poinsettia 3D embossing folders, which, as Debbie said, launched only in the last 4 or 5 weeks ago. We have also used the Christmas Blessing stamp set, which has come from the Christmas by Candlelight collection. Yes. And then we need some A4 black cardstock, so probably A4, yeah, is better because we're going to make the card blank from that as well. Gold and silver mirror card, metallic card, whatever you've got. I've used the Harmony Opaque Pigment ink in black just to stamp the sentiment, and then heat embossed it. You'll need some silver and gold embossing powder if you're going to do that as well. Some silver and gold gilding wax. If you've got some glue gel, that would work. If you've not, your foam pad's absolutely fine as well, or your foam tape, or did I say it? Your foam on a roll. Yeah, there we go. I'll let them do it.
Foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll. Hey! Sorry, your additional items that you might be needing? What are those?
Yes. So we need, honestly, it's like I was just transported to another place for a minute there. You'll need your dicing machine. Obviously, I've used the Gemini 2, or you can actually, with the embossing folders, just use your MIDI as well, which is perfect for your 3D embossing folders. And then your scissors you will need, your heat tool, and your stamping platform, or your rocker block, whatever is good for you.
Amazing. So we're going to give you just a couple of minutes to get those pieces together. But let's see who's in with us today. So we have Rachel, our Radical Rach, is in on social. So hi, Rachel. Trudy is saying hello again, everyone. Carolyn's in from Florida saying hello. Lynn Harvey is saying hello, Debbie, Sheila, and the amazing CTV team, the wonderful social superstar, and everybody. I hope everybody is enjoying their day. Yeah, I'm absolutely enjoying my day. In fact, it's flying. The days go so quickly when we're up here working, if you can call it work. I mean, it's quite enjoyable work, isn't it? Jennifer is in saying good morning to everyone. She's saying what an interesting technique. Yeah, I can't wait to see it myself. I think it is an absolute interesting technique. And Teresa is in saying good morning everyone from Illinois. Right, Sheila, if you're ready, I think everyone else will be ready. Let's get sorted.
Okay, so what you'll need first of all, if you've got your guillotine or your paper trimmer or your scissors, it's obviously better with something that will cut a bang on straight line. So guillotine, paper trimmer, or maybe your metal edge ruler with a knife. You could use that if you prefer to use a knife. Not everybody likes to do it the same way. So what I want to do first of all, you're going to need some strips that measure 5 by 7 because the embossing folder is 5 by 7. So what I'm going to do first of all is just chop my A4 cardstock down to 7 inches along there, and then I want to cut some strips. So I'm going to do inch long strips, inch wide should I say, inch wide, Sheila, not long. Okay, so I'm going to cut, we've got 1 there, and we're going to cut 5, obviously, because it's a 5 by 7 embossing folder. So we'll cut 5 of these, that length, and I'm going to do it all from the beginning. I'm just holding my blade up there. I think it might need a little bit of a tighten up. I did tighten mine the other day at home because it felt like it was just needs a tightening up. Anything that's got a little bolt. Let me just pop that under there like that. I might get the other guillotine after if I need to. Okay, so and you will need, I don't know, did I put on there some tacky glue? I don't know if I did on the list. I can't remember. I think we were singing Foam on a Roll and we actually went off the screen. Yeah, check. I think it's on the main list, Johnny, I think. Tacky glue. Did I not put that? Did I put, you don't, I mean, as long as you, well, you can use your tape pen, but I use tacky glue. You know me, tacky glue freak, for want of a better word. Yeah, it's just, I mean, obviously, whatever we're doing in craft, we're always going to need some glue, aren't we? So we've got 5 1-inch strips there that measure 1 inch by 7. If I bring in the card here for a second and show you, so we've got our 5-inch strips. Now, once you've embossed it, you will have to trim a bit off just for the sake of sitting it on a card. Now, what we need to cut some more strips. So we've got 5. Obviously, the size of the embossing folder predicts how many you need because we've got 5 strips going that way, and then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I actually did, how many? 2. Right, so let's cut some more strips. So we need some more, basically, if you cut a batch of 1-inch strips, because you're going to trim them down at the end. So there we go. So we'll just cut 1 there. And I think I can get another one out of here. I might be able to get 2. I think I can just get 1. Oh, and you never know, you never know. That might work as well. Save us cutting. Let's have a look. So, oh, look at that. That's perfect. We can keep that one. So I'm going to cut another couple. And I'll just have to trim these down as well the other way. So as long as we've got 5 or 6, because we're going to do we'd do a slightly bigger panel than we need, because sometimes it might just go a little bit, you know, it can not warp, but depending on how tight you weave it, you might sometimes need an extra strip or something just to line it up properly, and then you can trim it down after. So let's just do that. There we go. So we've got, I think we've got enough strips there now to build a house, to be honest. Okay, so what we want to do first then, let's get the, I might cut those down in a sec, but, so we're going to have our 5 strips like this. So this was how it would be, like that. Okay, so you're going to have 5 strips, and basically it's going under and over and under and over. So we can use these shorter ones for now. So the way I found, the best way I found to do it was to actually fasten 2 of them together first of all, like that. So we'll do that now with the, I'm just going to use my glue and I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on here. And what we will do afterwards, we will add tape and glue to the back section, because that way then, I'm going to use that one just because I've dropped a little blob of glue on there, so that will be fine. So we're starting off with like the corner bit. Now if you decide you want to do different size strips, you can. You know, you can vary your strips. You might want to do 1 inch in length, you might want to do half inch, should I say, in width. But yeah, you can have a play around with it. You might want to do all your strips just like a centimetre, so it's a really tight weave. That'd be interesting to see how that actually works out. So we're just doing the under-over thing, but what we need to do first is put these together, but make sure there is a tiny gap between, because the more strips you put in, the tighter it will become, and we need to have a little bit of flexibility in there. So if you just leave like a millimetre gap or something like that, then that's fine. Now the next one is going to go underneath. Okay, so we'll put a little bit of glue on the underneath bit, like that. So we're basically just setting up our little, it's almost like doing loom work, you know, like weaving on a loom.
Yes, yeah.
But we're just using paper. So
it's so clever actually, because it's one of those ones, if you really just want to have your own time in your craft room, this is a great project to do.
Yeah, do you know what, it's always nice to just try something a bit unusual. You know, there's no kind of, you know, set ways of doing anything. This is the beautiful thing about art and craft being a hobby, because it allows you the freedom and the versatility and, you know, your own mind. You know what you're capable of in your own mind. Sometimes you'll push yourself a little bit further with what you're going to make, and other times you go, you know, that's too difficult for me, I don't want to do that. That kind of technique doesn't interest me. Yeah. But I think again, it's a good way of using strips and scraps of card. You know, every time we make cards, we're cutting, like especially if we use A4 as a base, we trim it down to like 5 by 7, you know, 5 by 5, and there's always strips left over, and you put them in your scrap box, and they'll just come in so handy for something like this. Right, so we've used our 5 strips now. That if I bring it onto the mat down to the bottom here, you'll see it's gone just over 5, because we've allowed these extra little gaps as well. So the next thing to do now is to start to weave the other strips through. So as long as you've got 1 inch strips and you've got the 7 inch in length, then that is fine, because you know that's going to fit in your embossing folder. So basically what we're going to do now is just put them up there like that to where they're comfortable. So it's just under over, just like regular weaving would be. I think it would be really quite nice doing it in white as well, or cream.
Yes.
I mean, metallic card, mirror card.
Would it work in different coloured, like if you did one strip like pink, one strip white, you know, different colours? Definitely. Yeah, I think if you have a go at it, you'll probably find, you know, you quite like the idea of it, and it might work for something else that you're making. What prompted me to do it, I didn't initially think about weaving the paper. I thought about actually doing it like mosaic. So embossing the whole panel like five times in 5 different colours, and then trimming them down into 1 inch squares, which in effect will be like we've got here, but not, we wouldn't have separate squares. Yeah. This is just, you know, like a quicker way of doing it, if you like. So I'm just going to drag that down there to me now. And we'll do that, we'll push that through there. It gets really easy. If you're doing it with paper, it's not quite so easy, because it's not got as much support as this has, because we're using card. But you can just get that to the end like that. Now then, we know if we bring the embossing folder in, we can check the size, and I know that this size will be absolutely fine, because it's you know, exactly the same size as that. The embossed bit is always slightly less. Right. So, you know, and we can see that we're going to have to cut it down. It's up to you whether you emboss it first and then cut it down, or vice versa. So what you need to do now as well is just look at where your little ends are separate. Now what I've done is I'm just putting a tiny bit of glue under there, just so that it holds it in place. Yep. Like that. It doesn't have to be a lot of glue, it just needs to be something that will hold that down
while we emboss it. And then the same with this end here. So again, any of the ends that are loose need to just be put in place. Let's just push that back up a little bit there. There we go. And then we'll do the same with this one. And then the same with the next one. And then the same with the last one here. And then we will go up the other side as well. So let's just pop that into there, like that. So you can see now we've got quite, it's a bit like a placemat actually. You know how you get a woven placemat? It's a bit like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in my cutter and just trim down this edge so all these long bits come off, because then we need to glue down this edge as well. So all the ends we've got left over are all glued down for the sake of when we emboss it. So we'll do it on the front here, and then we'll turn it over and do exactly the same on the back. So we've got a nice solid panel that's ready to be embossed. There we go, like that. And that one. I think I've already done that. Yes, I have. Right, okay, so now if we turn it over, you'll see you've got some loose ends on this side as well. Don't worry if you're a bit short on one end here, that doesn't matter because it's not going to be seen, and we're probably going to cut that bit off anyway when we trim it down. So we'll press all these in place, a little bit of glue, like that. This as well at this end, that one's already done. So it's this bit here that we need to lift up, and this bit here. So as long as you're taping these ends or gluing them down, that means they will stay where we put them. And then we can have a look at it inside the embossing folder before we actually trim it or emboss it, just to make sure we can get it lined up. So, and now I'm going to turn it over because I can see in my head that is the right way for me, because that's the way I did it. If I turn it over, it doesn't look quite so right. And of course, we've got different lengths of edges here, so it needs to be like that. So what you can do now then is you can either pop that onto there and emboss it, or you can actually trim it. Now, I think I'm going to look where the line is there. I'm going to line it up. And this is what I did with the original one.
Yep. Lined
it up, embossed it, and then chopped it down. Because we're going on to like an A5 card, so you can see that we've gone a little bit smaller anyway, so you can kind of tidy it up once you've embossed it. So let's just pop that evenly into there, like that, and I'm going to put that through the MIDI because it's next to me, and I know it goes through there nicely. I am just going to make sure I've got that a little bit more even on the sides, like that. So that looks pretty much good. I'm just checking I've got the embossing fold the right way. I know I have, but you know when you're putting it through and then you go, oh my goodness, I think that is not right. So, okay. Okay, so when we open that up now, you can see how it has like...
That's amazing.
Given a really nice effect, isn't it?
Yeah,
it does look.
Such a great technique. I love it.
Yeah, and if you know what, you can do the emboss side as well because it does emboss well. So you might want to fill this in with something like, I don't know if any of you have ever tried stamping onto card and colouring it in with glass paints. If you've got glass paints and you stamp something, but you just get like a drop on your brush, you don't paint it, you just like let the drops drip on, and because of the texture of it, it kind of just gloops together. Something like that would work nice on the deboss side because you've got those little dips.
Oh,
so you might want to try something like that as well.
Yes,
so again, it's just another way of doing that. Right, okay, so what we're going to do now is I am going to, I think I'm going to do the gilding wax. I can't remember whether I did the gilding wax first or after. I think I did it after actually, so we'll do that after we've cut it down. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and you'll see now where the edge of the embossing folder was, and I think by cutting along that edge now, it means that my little panel will be even. So chop that end. That's very satisfying doing that. Very satisfying. And in fact, I'm going to go a little bit more there because I didn't get right up to the edge. I want to get right up to the edge of the embossed line. Okay. So we're not squashing too much of it down. We're just doing a little bit. Let's get right to the edge of the line, like that. And then the top is pretty good actually, because I did put it against the top of the embossed line on the folder. So now we take those off. So now we've got our completed panel there. So that should now measure, it's just under. It's kind of, if you were putting it on a 5x7 card, it's just under 5x7. So what we're going to do now is bring in some of the gilding waxes. I'm just going to grab my wipes, which I have put somewhere. I don't know where they are. I'll find, there are some here I can use just to wipe my finger before I... Do you normally put it on with your fingers, Debbie?
I do, yes.
Yeah, I do. I like it. I like that effect. Let's just grab this with the poker tool here. So we're going to use some silver and some gold.
I absolutely love gilding wax.
Do you know what I do? I mean, I don't like having like stuff all over my hands. I'm not really a sticky, messy crafter like that, but I do like using the gilding wax on here. Now, what I'm going to do, I've only got a little bit on my finger because I want to do it lightly. And I want to do the leaves gold, and I want to do the berries silver. So it's a little bit time consuming, but very rewarding as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's nice as well to just do some, like some heavier bits and then some lighter bits, like that. And you can always, as well, depending on which gilding wax you use, you can always grab a bit off there where I've gone a little bit heavy. I'm going to put sentiment on anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. You could, is there actually, and I don't know this, is there actually an applicator for gilding wax or not?
No, I don't think there is. I think we've always put it on with our finger. I know some people have used like cotton buds.
I did think about cotton bud, yeah.
You could probably be more precise if you used a cotton bud, maybe.
Yes.
But I do love gilding wax. I don't think it matters as long as you have that light touch to start with. And even if you are a little bit heavy-handed, you just go in a little bit heavy-handed with the rest.
Yes, I think so. I mean, the one I'd used was quite, which I had at home, was quite an old one and not quite as gold as this. Mine was a bit more of a dull gold, so this is going to look quite different. But again, oh, and it smells really nice.
And we do have different coloured golds. So you've got like antique gold, empire gold, king gold. There's so many. Renaissance gold, which is more your bronze colour.
Yeah, it's very nice.
But you have to trust the process with it, because when it's done, it's absolutely striking, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, the other thing you could do as well, and I don't know if that would work, is to actually do the gilding wax just around the woven edges, just to see, rather than doing it on the leaves, just to see what effect that would give.
Oh, yeah.
But I do quite like the fact that you can go heavier and lighter with it. The next little bit that we do with the flower is easier because we're not trying to avoid certain areas, we're just doing the whole of it. So on this, it's a little bit more time consuming, just because you've got to try and avoid getting the gold on the berries.
Yes.
But that doesn't matter really, does it? It's just, I think it's just quite unusual in that we've got that nice texture as well from the actual, let's see, I've got a bit heavy there, let's take some of that off on my other finger. I did this the other day, and then when I'd finished, I went to wash my hands, and my little finger was actually like full of turquoise, and I thought, I haven't used any ink or anything today. And I went into Wayne and I was like, look at my finger here. I said, it's turquoise. I haven't used anything turquoise today. I said, I've only done gold and silver gilding wax. And I was like, what's going on? So I don't know where that was from. Maybe I have stuck my hand in my bag and a lid was off or something. Who knows?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, probably Jamie. Jamie's just saying it'll be a turquoise ink bag. There is one in my bag, a turquoise one. So it's likely that I've grabbed something out of my bag, not realised. and just...
Could just be one of those mysteries that is never solved.
It could be. I mean, it might be. If I covered myself in gilding wax, I would turn turquoise, which would be quite a thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe you had a reaction.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. If I'm not here next week, you know, I tried it, went turquoise, and I've joined the circus.
You've joined the Smurf family.
Yeah. Yeah. Sheila won't be with us anymore. Unfortunately, she's now turned turquoise. I was gone to work at the circus, yeah, or at the fun fair or something like that. Yeah. Oh dear me, dear me. Okay, so I think we've got all the leaves done there now. I think we have got all the leaves done there. So I'm just going to grab a little wipe just to do the. Yeah. So what the other thing you can do now is. Oh, that's coming off my fingers. Lovely, that one. Mine was like just ingrained. So that's definitely a better one than I've got at home. It was just an old pot, like I say. So what we're going to do now is, and we'll do this now. I did this later before, but I found an old gold pen. You know, I keep everything in my, over the years. You know, I used to have like just gold pens for my craft club and stuff, and I had them, an abundance of them, because we used to have like 12 people in the group, so and everyone needed a pen. I thought I must have a gold pen somewhere. But I think we've got metallic pens here, haven't we? Metallic pencils.
Have, absolutely.
So, you know, get on the website and have a look what there is. Metallic pencils would work. And I'm just doing the stems now because I think that just lifts it. The stems are quite narrow. So to actually do gilding wax on those, unless you've got like a really fine tool that would do it, or like Debbie says, you know, try a cotton bud or something like that. But I quite like the effect now when you put the stems on, because what it does make it look a little bit wintry actually now as well, almost like they've got a little bit of frost on there or a bit of ice. So I quite like what that does to it. There's a little stem there, and even though it's not the same gold, it still kind of works. And you can be sketchy with it too, because the gilding wax is like that. You've always got that kind of sketchy look to it, because it's, you know, it's a little bit more tricky to get on.
Yeah, we do metallic pencils as well, so they would be great.
Yes,
for this
I think
technique.
they'd be brilliant metallic pencils. And that way, if you've got different coloured gilding waxes, you know, you could do it in pink or in lilac, and it might be nice as well to try it on white then, because with white woven edges, I think that would be quite good as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of silver on the berries. Okay, so now the berries felt slightly easier to me, and I don't know if it's because they're round and your finger kind of just sits on them better, but yeah, they definitely go on a little bit easier. It is quite it's very satisfying, isn't it, using gilding wax?
Yes, it is.
I think especially when you're doing it like gently, and you're not doing an all over thing, because sometimes you can go all over, can't you? And that would have, I think that would have taken away the effect of the mistletoe being on here. So
yeah, no, I think this is a lovely way to do it.
So it's just a little bit unusual. So you know what you all need to do now, get your gilding waxes out with your embossing folders. And you can be doing this with any of those beautiful Christmas embossing folders, because they'll work.
I think we still have gilding wax on the website, so have a look. Yeah, if you haven't got it and you want to do the same technique as Sheila, then definitely go and check that one out. Oh, we've only got one colour left, so at the moment, let's hope we get some more in the future. But you do get your Renaissance Gold online if you want to go onto the website. That's like a bronze colour. It's absolutely beautiful.
Fabulous. Yeah, you could. You could use. You know, you could do glitters on it, or you could ink it before you put it through your embossing folder. And even though you've woven your paper, that's going to give you again another different effect that I have no idea what that would look like if you inked it and then put it through. Do you know what though? There's something really rewarding about doing this on the round berries.
Yeah, it actually looks more Christmassy now that with the silver on the berries.
Yes,
so
yeah,
really
I think so, and it's kind of giving it a little, a different feel there. So we just pop the lid on there for a second because I will need to use those again in a sec. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to use, and obviously for this, that'll just give that a minute to just settle there. So I'm going to get some more black card now, and I'm going to cut a couple of, well, I'm going to cut, I probably don't need 3 squares actually. What we're going to do is use the Poinsettia one. And so I want a whole one. So this one measures just to, this is 5.5. So I need 2 pieces of 5.5 by 5.5. And then I need just a smaller piece, so a 5.5 inches that is. I need a smaller piece just to use on one of the smaller flowers. So again, I don't need to emboss the whole square. I just need to have enough to do the little flower, because we're going to be cutting it out and like decoupaging it.
Okay.
So 5.5 to 5.5 there, like that. Okay, so we can pop that to there. So let's emboss this one. Again, if you want it to be embossed, make sure you have the logo underneath, because that then gives you the raised bit on top, which is what we like. I love the fact that you can just put this through, no plates, nothing, it just goes through beautifully.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And then we're going to do a second one. So, so let's do the second one through here as well. And then what we need to do then as well, so we just pop that one there. I'm going to use the small piece, and I just want, I only need here the middle flower.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do that bit. You can do the whole piece if you want to, but I'm just trying to save us a bit of time and a bit of paper. So we've just got that one now as well. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now what we need to do is, and I'm going to do the gilding wax before I actually cut these out, because otherwise it could get a little bit, it could be a bit fiddly and it would be all over the mat and everything.
And
so,
I suppose you would see it better to cut it out as well, wouldn't you, with the gilding wax?
Yes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do with this one, and this is pretty easy. We're just going to do the whole flower, because we're going to layer up as well. So it doesn't matter whether you've got big patches, like thinner patches, heavier gold, heavier silver. I mean, I'm taking that there from the bit that I've actually put on, because it's going to be layered up anyway. So we'll have a couple of really bright bits with the silver, and then a couple that are a little bit more faded. What I think is amazing about this as well, doesn't it make it look like it's just, now it's like a lump of metal.
Yes.
Now it's not like card anymore, is it? It's like
so
metal.
Incredible.
I wonder who invented it. I wonder who came up with it.
It's a French brand.
Is it?
Yeah, Pebeo is a French brand.
Oh, of course it is, yes.
I don't know, yeah, I don't
Was
know if the French were the original, that's where they originated from, gilding wax, but it was made for furniture.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, I guess it was, wasn't it? Because that's, you know, what you would kind of put it on. So again, we're doing the small flower will be silver. If you want to change it round and, you know.
Oh, there you go. So
Does
the
it?
history goes back to ancient Egypt in the
Oh,
Middle East.
gosh.
Yeah,
gold leaf. Yeah, of course. Of course. Right, that's that for that one. And then we're going to use this is the Empire Gold.
Been around for centuries. So it was the Egyptians,
Nice.
yeah, and gilded wooden and metal.
Yeah,
Amazing.
nice.
Oh, and the Chinese with porcelain, that's cool. Oh, and then it was taken up by the French and European countries. So no, French, you can't take the credit for it.
This is really nice, this gold one.
It's so lovely.
Isn't it lovely?
Is that the King Gold?
Is it Empire?
Gold, yes.
Yeah.
That was the original. See, the original was Renaissance, King Gold, Empire Gold, sorry, and silver.
Oh, really?
And then we started getting more golds in.
Wow. So what we're doing now is we're just going to add a tiny bit of gold in the middle of there, just to lift that centre, like that. Okay, so that's us done with the gilding waxes now. What I'll do, just give those a second, and what I will do is I'm going to layer these now onto gold and silver mirror card. Just wipe my clothes on my hand, on my
Yeah, don't
my
do
outfit.
that. You do know if you buff it, it makes it non-transferable, Sheila.
Yes, I do. Yes, I might buff it actually. I mean, I didn't do with that one. I just left it exactly as it was. But we could do that. We can polish it up. We can polish it. Yeah. Now I'm going to just bear with me a sec because I can see at the bottom here. Even though I have embossed it to the bottom, one of my little strips there is just slightly uneven. And I just needed to cut that off because it was messing with my brain. Okay, so now normally when we're making cards, we go, oh, I'm going to do gold background, or I'm going to do silver background. And I thought, okay, let's see if we can let's do both. I don't often mix gold and silver together, but I think on this it can work. So I have to just decide now whether I want to do it on, I quite like it on gold, this one, and then do silver underneath. Okay, so let's just trim this down then. So I'm not going to stick it on first of all. I'm going to just trim where I want it to be, like that. So I'm just going to move that off there now. Just move that off.
Just while you're trimming there, we've got Michelle in. She's saying hello to Debbie, Sheila and all her crafty friends from South Carolina. Karen is saying good morning, and she's saying that she's intrigued by this technique. She loves something new. Lynn is saying that she loved me singing Foam on a Roll. There you go.
Fabulous.
Carol is saying, I love this technique. I will definitely be trying this soon, Sheila. Rosalind is saying, I haven't done the basket weave technique in years. Thanks, Sheila, for the inspiration.
Okay.
Karen is saying, anyone here or old enough to remember the braided leathers from the 70s?
Oh.
We made leather snap bracelets by cutting 3 strips into a long rectangle without cutting each end and twisting the straps. I remember that.
Oh my goodness,
Sheila's
yes.
weaving is reminding me of my teen craft days.
Oh, wow.
Yours is much more elegant, she says.
Oh.
Oucher is saying, I've saved this show to watch from the beginning. Karen is saying, I wonder if painting with nail polish on the deeper side would give the enamel the effects of enameled, or finish it with our glossy highlights.
Well, might do. You just, until you try these things, you just won't know, will you? It's just like, have a go, see what happens. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong, and you can just start it again.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is quite amazing that you can do that as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Rhonda's saying she usually dabs the gilding wax on the mat first. Yeah, I know Sarah does that, but I always think, why mess up your mat?
Yeah, you stick your finger in.
It is harder to clean off. Yeah, you could just like tap it on the side of the pot. And Karen's also saying gilding wax is magical. It makes everything look regal. Yeah, absolutely.
It does. Yeah, it turns like a piece of card into a chunk of metal, which again is quite amazing, really.
And Karen's also saying, how many times can one person say, I love embossing folders? They are some of my favourite items to craft with. Yeah, you can keep saying it, Karen, because I think we all love embossing folders. I always say, I think they're the most underused items in craft.
Yes.
They just do everything, don't they? They can make the main focal point, or they can make the background. They can just make something look 10 times better than what it was without that elevation of embossing. They're amazing.
Yeah, definitely. They are amazing. I think when they first came out, they were always just like to be like a fancy background. And then, people started like putting other things on, like, making it into like a topper or a feature.
Yeah.
Whereas when I first started like doing cards and things, it was just, you just used it as a background. So I think it's quite nice that we can, do it in a different way. So I'm just going to check that my, so I'm trimming this down. I scored it at 5 7/8, that A4 card, and that will give you roughly like an A5 card blank.
Oh, okay.
But because the embossing folder was 5 by 7, so this card will actually measure, my memory serves me right, like 5.5 by 6.5. So it's a bit of an unusual measurement, but it will still work because it fits the embossing folder like that. So we're going to pop these two on top of each other like that, and then our panel will go on top of there. So let's do the silver first. I'm going to use I'm going to put the gold on top of here first, and then and then what we'll do is we'll do the, put those on the card, and then we can put the topper on last of all. And we'll just do a line down there so it just makes sure it grabs. Okay, so I've got a splodge on there. I think that's a little bit of wax or something, but anyway, it's going to be covered, so it doesn't matter, does it? Right, the only thing is with when you're trying to level up your silver and your gold, we've got the studio light reflection here,
Yeah.
so it's like, oh my goodness. So I am just going to take a little fraction off that top end there because I've just gone, a little, there we go. There we go, that's a little bit better. And then we can pop this on there like that, and that's okay because the gold panel was the one that was the important one. So with this one, now then, I think I'm gonna chance the tape runner with this because I think it will actually grab all the bits that have been woven and it will kind of help bond them. So I'm putting a bit more on than I normally would because I'm going along the lines where the paper has been woven together. And then we can put that one on there. Let me stand on my tippy toes. And I know it probably doesn't make any difference to you on screen. I probably don't look any taller.
We do. You do know we have a platform.
Yes, I do. But last time I stood on it, I felt like I was too high.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah. So anyway,
we're all quite shorties, aren't we?
We are.
Sure as well. What is your height, Sheila? If you don't mind me asking.
Well,
or is
I
that
think
rude?
I'm not sure, Debbie. I think I'm under 5 foot. I think I'm about.
Oh, you are a diddy one.
Yeah, I am. I think I might be about 4 foot. 4'11", not 4 foot, no. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, but you're a big one, Jamie. No, I've got wedges on, but they're only probably 2 inches. Oh, I'm sorry, they're just making us laugh
Your
here.
Wayne must tower above you.
Wayne towers above me. Wayne's nearly 6 foot. So I'm like, when I stand near him, he's like, his shoulders are like here. I'm like, hello. But anyway. So then, now we've got our background in place. I don't know if you can see there now, if I tilt it, if you can actually see the woven bit. Can you see it?
Looks amazing.
Yes, let's try that. See if you can see it better. Oh, you can definitely see it better from there, can't you?
Yeah,
definitely see it from there.
Oh, look at that. That is such a cool technique. I love that.
Yeah, it's a bit unusual, isn't it? So what we need to do now is we're going to get the flowers. So you'll see, because the poinsettia is in the corner, it gives you a nice line to cut up there. And if you want to keep all your other bits here, you might want to bring those in as well, because you've still got those little, I'm going to cut round there, and then we've still got those little flowers there that you might want to put on at the other end somewhere, or use them on something else. So we're going to cut the whole flower out here, like that, so right round the edge. And because it's embossed, it makes it easy. I don't know why I'm using my big scissors. I never use big scissors for this, but it's just because they were there. Yeah.
Yeah, all sizes are now in stock. They don't stay in stock for very long,
No,
so
just
grab the scissors if you
go down
need
to
them.
these. Just go down to these, I think. Let's go down to 6 inch. We might have to use the small ones in a minute.
Oh, I
as
love
well.
this use of all the scissors.
Using all of them. I haven't got, this is my only pair, and I already had these. So I haven't got the big ones, I haven't got the small ones. So when I get here, I'm just like, oh, all the big scissors are here. And then I saw the fringing scissors this morning. I was like, oh my goodness. Are they a new thing, the fringing scissors, or not?
The fringe scissors, they come out, I think just last year.
Okay.
Into last year, so yeah.
Oh, with the paper pleating,
no,
of course.
they come out with our punches.
Oh,
that
right,
made the,
okay.
Made the flowers,
Okie dokie.
yeah.
I see.
They're very clever. Yeah, no, we had punches that were shapes, and you could make those shapes into flowers.
I see. So I'm going to use my glue gel for this, because I think it'll just, because the pads are white, I think I like to just use the glue gel on here, because then it won't be seen with us having a lot of metal on there. So now we're going to go again. We can still save these flowers as well, and these leaves, because we're not going to cut this whole flower out this time. We're going to cut, so we're going to keep the 2 petals at the bottom here, like that. And then we're going to go around here and cut that one there. And then, so we'll have, I think there's like 4 showing underneath of the big one. And then we've got the, I just love this. Looks like, I can't get over how metallic it looks. You know, you expect that when you pick it up, it's going to be really heavy because it's like, it's almost like an old relic of some kind, isn't it? That you've found in a cupboard somewhere and gone, oh, look at that metal on that. It's all burnished and, you know, what they call it when it goes a bit funny. Not like verdigris, but tarnished, yeah. Is it a bit pitted almost as well when it's old?
My cousins are detectorists.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they go out with their old metal detectors, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they found, well, coins and things. Yeah, they found lots of things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Solid gold and,
Wow.
yeah.
I've always wanted a metal detector. And I think I bought one for one of my nephews once for his birthday. And I think I only bought it so we could like just walk out around the back and have a go at it. But it wasn't a real one, you know, but I've always had a thing for metal detectors.
It's one of those things that I think I remember my brother vaguely having one, but then you'd just dig up like someone's can top or something.
Yes, yeah.
When can tops come away from the actual cans.
Yeah, there is a lady online, and I think her name might be Nicola actually, and I do like follow her because she goes into usually in the River Thames when it's all, you know, when the river's out kind of thing, and she collects so many things. If you look in a room around her, because then she does the research on it and finds out lots of information about it, so almost like a bit of a historian as well. But the things that she finds, and they do tend to find a lot of like clay pipes, you know, that people used to smoke like back in Victorian times and and even before then. But yeah, a lot of people find these pipes, but I think you've got to have a special like license to be able to go and do that and keep whatever you find. But yeah, I can't remember.
Do you have to declare it at all?
I'm not sure if you do actually, but I think that's if you've got the permit to do it or the license, then I think you can keep. Sorry, wrong glue. I think you can keep some of the things. Yeah. So what we need to do now is just twizzle this round so we find where the leaves match up.
Well, Ash is saying she's got to go and do some crafting today because she keeps getting told off for buying.
Buying and not using it.
And not doing.
But we all do that, don't we?
Let us know if you're a detectorist. Do you go out and find some
new craft
gold?
stuff? Yeah. Okay, so we can lift the petals up a bit now because we're on the pads. Please, if anybody does this or you come up with another way of like doing something interesting with the embossing folders, please like let us know or send it in, post on our pages. Now, what I did with this one is I actually embossed a sentiment in gold. Sorry, Jamie, I'm going off the mat again. I'm going east rather than south. So you can see the difference in the colours there because this one is a little bit darker, the gold's not as bright. So you can see how we've got two different ones. Now I've actually I didn't know if we'd have enough time to stamp and emboss, so I have done a silver one for this one because I thought, well, we could use the silver one on there and then we've got a bit of variation. So if you've got your powder or you've got you know, gold powder or silver powder, you can do either. If you do it in red and green maybe, then do it in, you know, red mirror card, metallic card, whatever you want to. Shall I emboss the sentiment? Shall I do that?
Oh yes,
should we just stick that one on?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's see what we could do a deeper sentiment here. Let's use a different stamp then. We've used the Merry Christmas on that one. So let's use, what about the Let's do that one, I think.
There's a lot of love for this, Sheila, honestly.
Oh,
So
really?
Trudy is saying, this looks so cool, Sheila. Hillary is saying, I follow Nicola White on
That's
YouTube.
it. Yes.
Right, yes, that's the one. I love it, it's really interesting. And Stephanie is saying, I am loving this craft along, Sheila.
Oh,
it's gorgeous.
Thank you. Well, that's very kind of you. Right, I need to just grab my ink. So, in fact, I'll grab some off here. Right, that's not the one I want. I could probably use the translucent one, couldn't I? Would that work with the powder? And let's grab some. Oh, we've got some silver here. Let's have some nice.
We're well stocked up on embossing powders, Sheila. Did you know?
Do you know what? I had, I bought a load of stuff from someone whose shop was being emptied, and it just, we had a little unit at the time, so we were trying to sell, you know, a few bits and bobs like Craft Club and stuff, and I'm just looking for an anti-static bag, so let me just grab one of these. I have got one in my bag somewhere, goodness knows where. But yes, I bought like a lot of stuff, and then obviously I couldn't sell it, I just kept it. So, we did have an anti-static bag on here the other day, didn't we?
There somewhere.
I will find it, I will locate it, because it just... Oh, I've got it,
Oh, she's got it.
There we go, I knew it was there, because I used it the other day. So yeah, I had all this stuff, and I thought, you know what, I've got like 2 or 3 lots of some, you know what I mean? So I ended up doing... Oh, I'm not sure that was a good idea. Let's give up with that. Let's just do this. I'm confident.
Not such good medium, is it, for your anti-static bag?
No, it's with it being black and the powder's white. Maybe somebody out there can make a black powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got all these embossing powders. Yeah, get us a black powder. Yeah, so... so yeah, it was quite... I thought, you know what, I'm never going to use all these. Let's take them up and just use them. It's better than just sitting there not being used. So we've got like the lights of Christmas make the season bright.
Oh, that's
so nice. We're going to just give this a good press down because I'm on the
and this
little
stamp
platform
set you say is
here.
from Christmas
This
by
is Christmas by candlelight. So if you've got this, because we know lots of you bought everything on the launches, so I'm just going to grab a little piece of paper there to just sprinkle the powder on, and I think that is all right. I'm going to check in a minute. So yeah, let's get some silver powder on there.
Like magic.
Oh, it's not quite, I might have to stamp that again. It's not quite taken. Let me just do that again. Try it again. We've got, it's very small, the writing is very small, so I'm going to get right in there with the point of that ink pad. I'll bring that in. I know I'm out of shot probably, aren't I again? Am I all right, Jamie? Jamie must get so fed up of me going, oh gosh, is Sheila in today? Oh gosh.
Oh,
she'll be all over the place with that, with her crafting. I know, it's my mum complains. She said, Sheila, keep in the middle of the mat, for goodness sake. You keep going off to one side. And I was like, she said, and I said, well, they do tell me, Mum, in my ear, they do tell me that I'm going off the mat. She said, yeah, but I'm your mum, so I can tell you properly. She was kind of shouting at me, really, saying, do what I tell you. Get into the middle of the mat. Yeah. She's probably, oh, I've done it again. Right, okay.
It'll be fine.
Let's
Use the
try.
same one. It doesn't matter. You've got another one. It's just showing that technique, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll try it. We'll give it one more shot. I'm not giving up. Let's just do the original one that we had. I'm not giving up, no.
I love that. Trudy is asking, can you change the colour of the gilding wax with anything?
Oh, now then.
Now, do you mean change it with another gilding wax? Because you could put another colour over the top and that would change the colour. But if you mean colour it in...
Mix it with something. Is that what you mean?
I don't really know what you mean, Trudy.
Maybe a bit...
Let us know. Yeah, gilding wax with anything.
Maybe a bit more specific.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I'm not, actually.
You can put a different... Like, if you put gold on and you want it silver, you can put silver over the top and that will change it to silver.
What would happen if we... Well, we could... If we've got a minute, we could probably try it when I've done this. Okay, that looks better. Right, so let me pop this back in here. Okay, that
We're
looks
good,
better.
Sheila. You're good. Your timings are all good. Oh, so Trudy wanted to make it a rose gold. So no, Trudy, unless you had a rose gold gilding wax, you couldn't change it to another colour. You could possibly, saying that, put our rose gold Midas ink pad over the top, but we don't sell that colour anymore. So that would possibly work. Yes, so you could, that's what I'm saying. So you could, but you would need to heat emboss that over the top as well.
I wonder if you did. I wonder if you put like ink on your mat and then put the gilding wax in it with your finger, if that would do anything. I really don't know. I really don't know. We could test it, couldn't we? We could try it. So that's, I'm going to use my original one because obviously we're running out of time now and we've already got that laid up. But you can see, if you've not done any heat embossing before, that's how it works.
Amazing.
But then we can pop this on here now, and I'll pop it on like I've done with the rest of the cards. I would normally do pads for this, but I'm just going to use some of my 3D glue gel, and that will just give you a little bit of movement on it if you want to rearrange it. And what I am going to do is I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to let it go over the edge of the card, because that's what I did with the original one. And then if you want to move it, you can do. Shall we just try the gilding wax?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, we don't need 4 minutes, we only need a couple, don't we? I'm just wondering if we can put... Debbie, don't look, I'm going on the mat, but I will clean it up immediately. Debbie will be having a breakdown over there going, get her off, get her off.
It's me next.
Get her off. Get her off. Get her off. Okay, so I'm not sure what it's doing here, but we'll do a little tester with it. I don't know if it's mixing. I don't know if it's making another colour or not.
I suppose it depends which colour is the strongest. Maybe a little bit more gold in it.
Okay, so I don't want to put the, I don't know. Yeah. Ah, my finger's gone purple.
Oh, it is kind of. It is giving off a bit of rose gold.
Yeah, because if we do that, that's silver, and that's the gold. So they are different, aren't they?
Yeah,
they are
look at
different. That's definitely.
There you go, Trudy. She's also asking maybe we can put some mica powder in there. You might be able to, but I think you'd need probably quite a lot of mica powder to change the colour, Trudy.
Yes.
But that works quite well. That's not bad at all.
Okay, shall we stand that card up and then you can see the one we've just done. And the one with, look at this state of the desk, there's everything everywhere again. I'm so messy.
I love that. It's just a brilliant technique. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, if anybody does anything with it, and if any of you try it in like a different colour or white or something, white background, let us know what
absolutely.
How it is.
Yes.
But yeah, have fun trying that.
If you're trying different things, please tag us in it and show us, because I'd love to see them in all different colours. Michelle is saying that card is absolutely beautiful. It's the second fabulous craft along this week. We are getting spoiled. Yeah, absolutely. You are getting spoiled with the craft alongs. It's super to have Sheila in and showing her take on things, because she has that mind where she's looking at things completely different to any of us on the team have done before. So you're going to absolutely love doing that. Trudy's saying thank you for trying. You're very welcome, Trudy. You know us. If you've got any questions that you ever want to ask us, all you've got to do is get them across to the studio. Whoever's on social at the time will send them across to the studio. Sheila, thank you so much for the last hour.
Thank you,
to
Debbie.
you at home, but don't go away. Join us back in 1 hour.